Welcome back. 19th Fairway Boys are here to chop it up live at the Open Week, St. Andrews Old Course, the 30th Open Championship hosted at the Old Course. We are back for the 150th edition. The last Open champion defending Colin Morikawa, the last person to win at the Old Course, Zach Johnson. Obviously, 7 years down the road, a lot has changed. There's a lot of talk about drawing back the ball. Is the Old Course going to be able to keep up? It is baked out. It is warm out. Should be pretty good conditions. I'm hearing the number 59 being thrown around, but here we go. The British Open, the Open Championship, live from St. Andrews Old Course, the home of golf, 150th edition.
59, D, you think?
I don't think so personally.
Who said that?
It's being thrown around. I mean, there's people talking about the possibility that it could happen. You know, the course is very scoreable right now unless they tuck some pins away. But I think we'll get back into that. And I really don't think that'll happen. But the fact that it's getting tossed around, I know Randy with no laying up is a big proponent of is the Old Course at St. Andrews even worthy of hosting an Open Championship anymore? Obviously, in my opinion, I think it is. It's the home of golf. It should always be in the Rota. But that number is being thrown out there. The conditions this week, there's not a lot of wind in the forecast, not a lot of rain. So the weather could be very scoreable. We're going to have to see what happens with those guys out there this week. I personally think it's still going to be closer to par than a lot of people seem to think it might be.
I think it's less about the course and it's really the weather. If it's blowing like normally, I guess maybe not, but how it can. I mean, that course, it's so hard. But like when you get mild wind, it's just like, 20-mile-an-hour gusts. It's just really nothing to the pros. 30 is just like, okay, like it's 347-yard par four. Granted, yes, the bunkers, of course, don't want to get in those, but it is the flip wedge. I heard like Brandel Chambly and the other guy talk about it's just a flip wedge if you don't have anything else. Like, so
that's true.
And the weather's blowing, I think it holds up. But if it doesn't blow, I think it's probably true that it should.
I think the low round is probably closer to, 66 than it is 59 out there. So we'll see how deep people can go out there. I know over across the pond, they like to say deep instead of low. As he brings in the boom chick pop. But I am intrigued. I mean, it could be scoreable conditions. It could be good for a certain big cat. And we'll just have to see what happens with the scoring. I'm excited to see. And I do think, Joe, you mentioned a great point. The bunkers can definitely come into play out there. I also heard that Bryson hit a 6-iron, 305 yards. You're just getting an incredible rollout out there. And I listened to Stevie Williams, Tiger's caddy in his earlier days, talk about the important thing to keep note of and measure during your practice rounds is your maximum distance with your clubs. So I heard Mark Leishman and a couple other people were hitting 7 irons to lay up short of a 260-yard bunker. And that just shows how much rollout and how baked out these courses are if you have to hit a 7-iron off the tee to come up short of a bunker that's 260 yards away. I mean, to me, it still sounds like driver, but who knows how much rollout. I just have never played in conditions quite like that, I suppose.
Damn, it's about to be that baked out. Like they're going to be able to hit irons off pretty much everything, but the greens are going to be wild.
And that's another thing is if you do hit a driver, you certainly can go past the greens in a lot of these places, I imagine. And you don't want to get out of place. The wind can blow your driver offline just a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're in a hellish bunker. Maybe even the hell bunker. Forget exactly what hole that's on, but the fact that these bunkers have names just goes to show that they've caused problems in Opens past.
Yeah, you have to avoid the bunkers. I mean, Stevie used to say that you just had to plan around them, and that's why Tiger would hit irons off a ton of tees.
I can't wait to see some of those Tiger stingers out there, and I'm sure more guys will be trying to emulate that as the week goes on. But definitely going to be some firm and fast conditions. It's why we love the Open Championship. I think it's one of the most fun. You get the link style, but then you also get these 100+ yard rollouts, and it makes you think. These courses make you think your way around. You have to plot your way around, and you have to be accurate. So it's definitely an iron and a ball striker is paradise, but it's always tough. That's why I think that 59 number is so ludicrous. But I also think in defense of low scores, the R&A is probably going to set the course up to have some really tricky pins and tough places to access those pins from.
Yeah, definitely. Like the road hole, they're going to tuck the pin right behind that bunker. And even if guys are driving it up to like 70, 80 yards, that's still a tough shot. Tiny green.
Honestly, the closer you are, the harder it probably is with flipping wedges into these greens with all the mounding and undulations they have going on. It can't be easier. I think you're going to see a lot of putts from 70 plus yards. I think you're going to see bump and runs galore. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's certainly one of the most fun weeks in golf, and I think it's even more fun when it's at St. Andrews, the home of golf. It doesn't feel quite the same if it's not at a St. Andrews. I like Carnoustie and Muirfield as top competitors. St. George's was fun last year. It was a great Open, but it wasn't quite a St. Andrews or a Muirfield Village.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the best courses in the Roto, I think.
Yeah, I think at some point the 19th Fairway boys are going to have to find their way over to Scotland playing some of those courses. I certainly can see myself lining up in that singles queue overnight. For those who are unfamiliar, you can hop in the line anywhere from, I've heard of people getting in line at 7:30 at night the night before. And I think when the no laying up guys on their tourist sauce season, when they went, they got in line about 3:15 in the morning, and the pro shop clubhouse opens up at 6 a.m. So you're waiting in line 3+ hours just to find a spot in a singles queue to get out. So even if you go with a group, you're most likely going to be playing as a single in another group of 2 or 3 or whatever it ends up being. So there is a chance that's the way to get out there.
That's news to me. I had no idea. I was just going to ask, like, how do you even do that? I know it's a public golf course, but that's crazy. There's this line that you can just do. If it's 3.5, that's easy. That's like my favorite roller coaster.
Honestly, a popular roller coaster is probably just as good of a line for the singles queue. But I will say, I think that's the best way to get out there at St. Andrews is to go be a single and get in the queue early in the morning and hope for a good tee time and just get filled in where you do. But you can go online. I heard it's from late August, early September. You go online and you can book a tee time for the following calendar year. So you're booking it months and months out in advance and don't have great chances of getting it that way. They also have a ballot entry that you can do online. I've heard of as well, but I'm by far most familiar with the singles queue and just going to line up outside of the pro shop hours before the course opens, and you might get yourself filled into a threesome or whatever they have booked for that slot, and you can play that way.
Dia, have you heard of the camping that they have?
They have it going on right now. I've heard a little bit about it. I know, it's mostly the corporate sponsors and corporate events that are hosting at the camping. Villas Altours had a little commercial or, little spot on it earlier I saw, but not too sure what exactly it entails besides people are just all camping out there somewhere. Obviously, the old course is the premier course where the Open is being played, but there are, I think, 6 other courses on property, all in that little corner of town on the water there. So maybe they're using some of those courses for the range or for this camping site or the tour vans and tents and trucks. So who knows what the setup actually looks like. I wish we could be in Scotland to actually see it, but Mr. Joe raising his hand.
I need to interrupt. Is camping for the Open?
It's like lodging. No, it's like lodging because like all the Airbnbs are racks, all the hotels are racks because so many people are coming to the city. So they have this camping option and they set up all these they're pretty fire tents out in this big grass area, and then people can stay there for the entire week and it's way cheaper and it's next to the course.
It makes sense. Sounds like a Coachella thing going on.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Well, that makes sense. And it's good to hear that being able to fit more people in. From what I've heard, the Open at St. Andrews is hardly a spectators event. You can't even get access to most of the middle holes. So you're on the perimeter as a spectator at St. Andrews. But heck, I mean, the 150th Open at St. Andrews, I'd watch it from one spot the entire week if I had to, just to be there. It'd be pretty awesome. I know in 2015, the road hole, as Will Dog mentioned a minute ago, that was a bogey for Jordan Spieth in the final round, and he ended up missing a playoff by one shot. So that road hole is definitely going to be one of the more fun holes to watch. I've heard it be named the greatest hole in golf. Obviously, you hit over a building. It's a totally blind shot, but these guys on tour and the professionals playing in this Open Championship definitely have that one in the bag. It's going to provide a lot of drama coming into 18. And then with the course, the way it's playing baked out, people are driving the 18th green and having themselves eagle putts. Granted, not very good looks because the pin could be anywhere and that green is insane. They have the Valley of Sin on 18. If you're left of the green, you have to go, through that. I saw in 95, the year that John Daly won the Open at St. Andrews, it was an Italian. He got himself to the 18th hole. We got an old-fashioned phone ring in there. Got himself to the 18th hole up by the green on the left side. He was going to try to chip over the Valley of Sin and make a birdie to tie John Daly to get into the playoff. Ended up duffing his chip and falling right into the Valley of Sin. And John Daly at that moment, he hugged his wife, thought he had won the thing. Everyone, I'm sure, thought John Daly won at that moment with the duff chip. And then the Italian, who I'm forgetting his name, he ended up sinking the putt to go to the playoff and had this emotional celebration, falling to the ground, pounding the ground, and ended up getting blown out by 4 or 5 strokes in a 4 or 5 hole aggregate playoff. So John Daly earned that one in the playoff, absolutely, but a great shot and a lot of emotion shown on that 18th green in the 72nd hole. St. Andrews obviously has so much history, this being the 30th Open Championship held at St. Andrews in the 150 playings.
Wow. Great history right there, D.
I love the history there. I mean, it's St. Andrews. It's the home of golf. There's a lot more to it. I think the first time it was contested ever, it was 1873, obviously at St. Andrews. And here we are in 2022 with the same course. What are you guys looking forward to? Is there a certain hole you love? Obviously, we talked a little bit about the road hole. Is there anything about links golf you guys enjoy, or St. Andrews in general, the home of golf? What are you looking forward to with this year's field? I mean, a lot of young guys, new guys who have never played in a major at St. Andrews. What's going on in your guys' heads?
Gary, you probably should say.
I mean, I'm excited to see what can happen. I'm not a huge fan of link style golf. I'll say that much. But if guys are hitting 6-iron like 350 yards, I think anyone would be down for that type of entertainment. It'll definitely come down to putting and short game though at the end of the day. And we'll see. I mean, I'm pumped. A major is a major, and just trying to take home the W this week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fire. I mean, I like watching links golf. I like playing it too. I think it's super fun. Different kind of golf that we don't always get to see or watch. I don't love when the course is looks brown. I don't think that looks very good. I know why they have to do it, because of baking it out and making it firm and fast. I just don't love the look. Totally get it, but not that visually stunning. Wish we would get some more wind. I think I like to see the higher scores, and I think the wind is the only defense of the golf course. So hopefully it picks up a little bit. But looking forward to watching Tiger, of course.
That's right.
Do we think Tiger's going top 10, top 20? I might have to throw some bets in, Will Dog. So
okay,
wait some text from me.
Oh yeah, I'll say I won't, but Tiger, it's gonna be interesting, I think, because it's not length now. People aren't just bombing it past him. He's having irons is what he's known for, and he's good enough to do that. And his wedge game and short game is supposed to be, off the hook. And so we'll see.
Definitely going to come down to putting for Tiger. I think, reps is what you need with putting, and not a lot of people get reps on greens like St. Andrews. So it might even the playing field for him a little bit, but I think that's where he lost most strokes at the Masters before Saturday and Sunday. And then don't even need to really talk about Saturday at the PGA, but his first 2 rounds at the PGA, I think, again, was losing strokes putting mostly. So yeah, I think you're right, Joe. I think ball striking, he's up there with the best of them still, even at this stage of his career. And it might be the last competitive Open at St. Andrews we see Tiger. I really like the value at positive money for top 40. I think this is his best chance in a major. And he had a T47 at Augusta, which he blew up over the weekend. So good chance for him to go top 40. And I think that was like plus 140 or so as far as odds in Vegas. But that's what I'm looking at. G, if you're looking at a Tiger bet, I'm looking at that top 40 number for him to get positive money. As far as just looking for Tiger this week, I mean, yeah, he's going to be hitting stingers off the tee. He'll have wedges into greens just like the rest of them. And the baked out British Open golf courses, it is different. I agree. It's not the most visually appealing with the brown grass, but it's different. And I think I compare it a little bit to like the match play in my head, where we don't see match play more than 1 or 2 times a year with the Ryder Cup and then the Dell match play. So getting link style golf is something we really only get once a year with the British Open. And then there's certain courses like St. George's was technically it's linksy, but that felt more like a regular golf course, a regular tour stop than a true link style golf course, where St. Andrews is clearly as linksy as it gets. So I'm excited for it just for the difference. I mean, all these guys, I don't know, you look at the Sam Burns, the Schauffele's, the Scotty Schefflers. I mean, Schauffele obviously just won at Scottish Open, but I think it's different. And I'm excited to see how guys who have been successful all year this year play at the British Open at St. Andrews. I don't know that Schauffele will do as well as he's been the last few weeks. Obviously, 3 wins in his last few starts, and I'm including the JP McManus Pro-Am, which is also an island. So he's got 2 wins across the sea in his 3 weeks that he's been there, or 2 weeks that he's been there. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but I'm just not sure that he will. And I wanted to point out that last year, Colin Morikawa missed the cut at the Scottish Open before winning the Open at St. George's. Justin Thomas missed the cut this year at the Scottish Open. He could be someone that contends. So I don't think that the Scottish Open, even though it is just a quick ferry ride away or around the bend a little bit from St. Andrews, I don't necessarily think that it plays right into this type of golf. And I'm excited to see who is at the leaderboard, who's on the leaderboard on the back 9 on Sunday, because I do fully believe that a lot can happen on the back 9 on Sunday. Just because you have a lead through 63 holes doesn't mean that you're going to have it through 72. I do expect some lead changes and some drama on Sunday afternoon.
I hope there's drama. That would be so fun if just like big names drama with a super dried out course. I just feel like anything could happen. Like, and those bunkers are no joke. Like, you get in one of those and you get right up against that lip, and it's just like you could double bogey very easily,
very quickly. And
then like, dude, those greens too. Like, I love seeing greens where it's like pros could 4-putt. Like, usually they won't ever 4-putt. Like, but like they can easily like miss like the 1.5 footer coming back if they don't take it seriously enough or something.
Absolutely. And I think we should look out for that. I mean, I wish I could have a ticker for how many 4-putts there are this weekend, but it's going to be exciting. No doubt about that. I really cannot wait to get this one started. We're only hours away here. It's after 10 on the East Coast on Wednesday night. We are going to get into our picks here in just a second, but a couple things to note. I don't want to talk too much about Liv, but Phil Mickelson did not participate in any of the Champions events, the dinner or the Champions 4-hole event they played on Tuesday. And then Greg Norman was disinvited from the Open in general for being part of the Liv. They decided that they didn't want it to be about Liv. They wanted it to be about the history of the Open, the 150th Open at St. Andrews. Understandable. And we have, some past champions in the field with a real chance. And Rory, Colin, you've got Louis Oosthuizen, who can always surprise us. He obviously in 2021 played very well all season long. And Jordan Spieth, who was one shot away from the playoff here in 2015 and then won the Open in 2017. I expect him to be in good form, and a lot of good players coming to St. Andrews with a chance to win this week. It's always exciting. I really do fully believe there will be a meltdown on Sunday. I hope it's not a player that we pick, but I do think this tournament is going to provide some great drama, and I'm looking forward to that on Sunday afternoon. Without further ado, unless you guys have anything else you want to add before we get into our picks, the order for tonight is going to be G, Joe, Willie, D, retro to the Travelers Championship as we missed the John Deere and the Scottish Open. So that is our order: G, Joe, Willie, and D.
What's the season standings real quick?
Season standings, I've got D at 83, G at 68, Joe at 67.5, and Willie at 62.5.
Damn, way behind. Big
win right here gets you.
And how many are we picking this week?
We're picking 5, and it's worth double points. So a win is worth 10 points, and if you pick the winner, that's worth an additional 3 points. So that's 13 points you can pick up this week.
Fire. Gee,
Wait, what?
Let's see it, kid.
Yeah, I'm really going to go kind of left field for first pick. For some reason, I got a good feeling about him. Fellow Spaniard, Seve, can't even say his last name. I'm not even going to go for it. Thanks, D. I think he won, in 1984, if I'm remembering that correctly. So I got to go with John Rahm as my first pick this week. I feel good about the guy.
Nice.
I can't pick Choke Leroy, and Scheffler hasn't been doing me so good. And Fitzpatrick,
dude,
whatever.
why is JT 16th on the power? Disrespectful.
Yeah, disrespect, big time.
That's big time disrespect. Absolutely. He's behind Louis.
Don't worry about that, boys. Just make the picks.
That's outrageous.
It is ridiculous. I'm gonna call them.
I'm happy that G didn't go with the guy I'm going with, because I think he's going to carry this momentum into his first major championship win. And if it's not his first major championship, he's a solid, top 5, top 10. I'm going with Southern California's own Xander Schauffele.
Wow.
On a straight heater.
Yeah,
and
really?
Just won on links. He just won at the Scottish Open link style course, just like St. Andrews. We're gonna dial it in here.
He also won
I'll
at
do
the
a side
Pro-Am.
bet.
He's been on a heater for show. What's the side bet, bro?
I bet you he doesn't even place top.
Wait, what?
20, Joe. $5.
Wait,
$5 on top 20.
$5?
Yeah, just
Okay.
$5, top 20.
Yeah, for sure. Xander Schauffele's going to be in the top 20 for sure.
If he doesn't make the weekend cut, though, I don't know. I'll think of something and get back to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
$10
$5.
Fine,
Joe's got to
okay.
pay you 10 if he doesn't make the cut.
Oh, I only take Bitcoin, so get ready.
I guess your boy's up. Gonna take Rory.
There you go.
Choke
He's just
Leroy.
been playing unreal. He's from that general area over there, and this is his kind of course.
The general area across the pond and across a little puddle for Rory in Northern Ireland. But yeah, I agree with the pick. He's the odds-on favorite. I think he's got a great chance to win this British Open. He is due for a major. He's more than due for a major. I wish I was getting him, but Rory McIlroy, I'm really pulling for this week. And with the fourth pick, I think you guys know where I'm going with this. But one shot away from a playoff in 2015, winning in 2017. The guy loves link-style golf. He loves to think he's one of the best ball strikers and iron players. Jordan Spieth.
Oh, no surprise there. Mr.
I'm
B.
watching a Jordan Spieth tribute of the Open right now, and he is just dealing. Absolutely. But that was also back when Jordan Spieth was a different human. That was 15 through 16, and just where he's just
when he was 20 years old, winning every time.
Yeah, he's just different.
Mr.
Right.
G.
I guess it's my turn for pick number 2. Uh-oh.
10 minutes. Let's get these picks in.
All right. So for my second pick, I'm going to go with Mr. Texas himself, Scotty Scheffler.
Wow, Ron Scheffler. That's a great start, Mr. G.
Number 1 player in the world. Can't hate on it.
Dang, I don't know who to.
We got 10 minutes, folks.
Okay.
Better make it spiffy, Joe.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go Zally.
Yeah.
All right. Like it.
Maybe.
Xander Zally, good start too.
Show. I'm about to go with JT. I mean,
Rory JT.
Downright disrespectful where he is on the power rankings. One of the best players in the world. Already won a major this year. Some bullshit.
Good call.
I'm going. Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. 16th. And just because he missed the cut by a million last week doesn't mean anything. He's obviously in peak form. I like JT. These are some good-looking squads. Rom Scheffler, Xander Zally, Rory JT, Spieth, and off the power rankings, Woods. Come on, Tiger Woods at St. Andrews. This is too easy. I'm loving this pick right here.
I was just waiting for that, Mr. D. We knew it was coming.
Dude, I love it.
Sticking with the man himself, I think I picked him a few times. Hasn't prevailed yet for me, but got to go with the Berkeley boy, Mr. Colin Morikawa.
Defending champ.
Shows up in majors.
Nice. I'm going with Aussie, oi, Cameron Smith.
Easy selection there.
You love the Aussies. Going with a past Open champion, Irishman, Shane Lowry.
Nice.
Absolute boss.
I'm going to go with the most recent major champion, Matt Fitzpatrick.
Ooh, I mean, we knew this pick was coming for me. Mr. Oosthuizen himself, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Ball Striking, Mr. Taking home the W.
Who did you guys have? D or Will Dog and D?
Willie went Lowry, I went Fitz, and G just went Louis.
Oh, you went Fitzpatrick. Okay. I think I'm gonna go. It's risky. I don't know why it's risky, but I'm gonna go Morikawa.
Gone already.
Got him.
Oh fuck.
I did that last week. Payback. Let's go.
Still some names out here.
Yeah. Got Fleetwood still available. Cantlay, Tyrell Hatton, Max Homa.
I think I'm gonna go Hatton. I'm gonna go Hatton.
All right.
Willie.
I'm going with Homa.
Oh, I was going to take him next.
Guy's been on a heck of a run of golf and just feeling him right now.
It's a good selection. I was definitely intrigued, and I would have absolutely taken him with that pick.
I've taken 2 of your picks now, Mr. D.
Rory? Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I'm happy with Spieth. I don't know if you guys would have taken him in the second round, but I'm going to jump to who I thought I was going to leave for last. So I'm going to take Finau. He's got some good history at the old course. I know it's for the Dunhill, but he's actually had good finishes in his, I think he's top 20 in all 4 of his British Opens. So I'm liking Finau. Bomber.
Wow.
Nice. Well, I'm fired up. No one grabbed him. Last pick for the Open. Got to go with Mr. Smooth Swing himself, the Aussie, Adam Scott.
Wow.
There you go. I like his chances this week too.
For sure.
Me too.
Logged 5 top 10s at St. Andrews with a T10, I believe in, what year was that? 2015? Yeah.
Nice research, bro.
Just off the top.
Usually I don't go with a how do I say this? Like a question mark. But I'm going with the question mark. And Kevin Kisner, he's going to be just as long as everybody. He has incredible short game. And I think he's doing it. I think Kevin Kisner is going sneaky,
Wow.
contention. Sneaky
like it.
contention.
That was out of left field for sure. I don't think this guy's been picked yet. Going with Hideki.
Oh,
There you go.
Not sure if
Dang,
not
I
sure
didn't
how
even-
healthy he is right now, but he shows up on the hard courses, so hopefully he can hit a bunch of irons out there, make some birds.
I know.
Good
I know.
pick.
G's got to be thinking about that one.
Every time I pick him the last like 6 times, he's like DQ'd or has to withdraw. So we'll see.
No nods to Tommy Fleetwood. No one's taken Cantlay or DJ. I mean, DJ's definitely got some juice left. And also didn't hear any mention of Victor Hovland. I don't know. He hasn't been quite there recently.
Yeah. Fleetwood's a little whenever I heard that Fleetwood is like on the edge of losing his PGA Tour card because he hasn't won, like I've always sort of been a little bit like, oh gosh, Fleetwood, and he hasn't been playing great.
I am between Sam Burns, who is also no mention, and Patrick Cantlay, who finished strong at the Scottish Open last week. No majors there either. Burns or Cantlay? I'm going to go with Patty Ice himself. Strong week at the Scottish Open. No majors, but he's looking for it. So I've got Finau and Cantlay with no majors coming up the rear caboose for me, and hopefully they do well this week at
D
the
is
Open.
exposed. The leader has exposed himself to us, boys.
He's
no
picking
way. D's
Cantlay,
coming through
Mr.
with
Anti-Major.
Cantlay now.
Hey, it's the 5th pick. I'm expecting scores close to par. So when Woods wins this thing and I come out on top, it's all good. Well, boys, we finished with a couple minutes to spare. The Open Championship is upon us. The eve is now, and I cannot be more excited for this one. The 150th history on our hands. We're going to have drama on Sunday. I can guarantee that. Cannot wait to get there, but I'm going to be taking it in nice and slow, starting early on the East Coast. Willie, even earlier for you out there in California. Cannot wait to get this one started. Make sure you guys are following on Instagram, Spotify for this podcast. Watch it on YouTube, and go check out the TikTok as well. 19th Fairway coming to you live. British Open week. Let's go.
Boom.
Out.